Gamma-aminobutyric acid, GABA, is a chemical made in the brain. As an inhibitory neurotransmitter, GABA reduces a nerve cell's ability to send and receive chemical messages throughout the central nervous system. Fluctuating levels of GABA are linked to medical conditions including anxiety, autism, and Parkinson's disease. Several medications target GABA receptors, and though GABA supplements are used to lower stress and anxiety and combat insomnia, evidence of these benefits remains limited. This article explains GABA, how it works, and what happens if there is not enough GABA activity in the body. It also covers how GABA activity can be regulated with medications and supplements. What is GABA? GABA is a type of neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitters are chemical messengers in the nervous system. Messages travel throughout the nervous system via neurons that pass signals to each other. For example, they might carry a message from the brain to your hand to move away from danger, or they may carry a message from the hand to the brain saying a pot is hot, or they may transmit messages between nerve cells in the nervous system. As an inhibitory neurotransmitter, GABA blocks or inhibits certain nerve transmissions. It decreases the stimulation of neurons. This means that a neuron that receives a message along the way doesn't act on it, so the message isn't sent on to other neurons. This is slow down in message transition, may be helpful in modulating mood and anxiety. In other words, GABA calms your nervous system down, helping you to not become overly anxious or afraid. Problems with GABA signaling seems to play a role in disorders that affect your mental health or your nervous system. These are known psychiatric and neurological conditions. Types of neurotransmitters. Inhibitory neurotransmitters like GABA block certain brain signals and decrease nervous system activity. Another inhibitory neurotransmitter, serotonin, helps to regulate mood and anxiety. Excitatory neurotransmitters have the opposite effect. They promote certain brain signals and decrease nervous system activity. An example of an excitatory neurotransmitter is norepinephrine. Functions. When messages called action potentials are received by a neuron, the message is passed on to another neuron via a series of steps. However, about 30 to 40% of neurons contain GABA. These are called GABAergic neurons. When GABAergic neurons receive messages, they release GABA into the synapses where the message is supposed to be carried on. The release of GABA starts a reaction that makes it less likely that the action potential will be passed on to other neurons. GABA activity only lasts milliseconds, but it has a significant consequences. In the brain, it results in a calming effect. In the spinal cord, this process allows for sensory information integration, which means it allows your nervous system to process and organize information coming in from the senses. GABA and its benefits in the body. GABA is an amino acid that helps to regulate mood. It releases the certain neurons that carry messages along the nervous system. GABA acts to stop messages from being transmitted. Specifically, it affects how the body reacts to feelings of anxiety, fear, and stress, and it allows the nervous system to better process information. GABA and mental health. If there is a dysregulation in the functioning of GABAergic neurons, it can affect mental health and contribute to a variety of psychiatric and neurologic disorders of the brain and nervous system. A lack of proper GABA activity may play a role in schizophrenia, autism, Tourette syndrome, and other disorders. Anxiety disorders. GABA activity helps you to have a healthy response to stress, preventing neurons from sending out messages that would fire up the body. Many things can impact GABA levels, which could contribute to anxiety. For example, research shows that external stressors and early life stressors can directly influence how GABA functions in the body, creating imbalances. Schizophrenia. A lack of GABA is associated with problems carrying out normal cognitive functions. This is very important for people who have schizophrenia, a psychiatric disorder that causes significant issues with thoughts, emotions, and behavior. Problems with specific elements of the nervous system, GABA-A receptors, have been associated with features of schizophrenia, including hallucinations and cognitive impairment. Autism spectrum disorder. While the exact cause of autism spectrum disorder, ASD, is still unclear, animal and human studies have found associations between abnormalities in GABA activity and ASD symptoms. There seems to be a relationship between GABA and how a person with autism has limited interest or difficulty with social interactions. The studies related to autism seem to show that GABA doesn't work alone. An imbalance in this neurotransmitter may affect other neurotransmitters and receptors, or GABA may be affected by them. Major depression. Lower levels of GABA in the body have also been associated with major depressive disorder, MDD. This is likely because GABA works in collaboration with other neurotransmitters, such as serotonin, which is also involved in mood disorders. Research also suggests that improper GABA functioning may be a factor that contributes to suicide.